Good morning, it's Joyful Christian Hermit. Just going to do a few minutes before I have to leave for physical therapy to show you some of the changes. This is dead. This very rare. It's given to me by my friend who sold her or didn't sell it, but gave up her place back in southern Illinois. But I don't know why it died. It just did. So that happens. Nothing has changed, location, watering, or anything. Lily Ann's Jewel is really leafing out. Look at this one, and I forget the name of it. It's in the house, but it has stayed about this size and this shape. It's gotten a little larger, but not a lot. I've had this is the 6th year for it. And it was a beautiful shape when I got it. And it's lovely, it was worth it. Sometimes it's nice just to get an existing, one that's already in a beautiful form. This little guy, that's leafing out more, still keeping the red edges on it. And I wanted to show you what else. I did cut branches off up there, and I stuffed them in my garage and got them all chopped down. Huge branches, three big ones and 2 smaller, and I ended up cutting them into small pieces, and that way I could fit them into my trash can. But I think this Weeping Noble Golden for Urea is going to like it better having more sun. It'll brighten it up. And that little fireball is doing better. I clipped that back. That's going to be a yellow rose up there. That's really growing. This is all leafed out now, and this is leafed out fully, or pretty much. Still has some reddish tinge to it. We'll see if that remains. Starting to get a few blooms. I wanted to show you over in another spot, but the ginkgo, the Roby's Twist, is getting more blooms. Let's walk over here. This is going to, I'm sure this is early on even, that this clematis is going to fully cover that tomato thing as an extension to my, that thing got so huge last year, it just came all over the sidewalk, over that window over there, spread out here, kept trying to get into this ryuzen. Today I'm feeling better. Yesterday was extremely painful. I'm still very painful, but it's this Orium is doing well in there. So thrilled that, and even the Heuchera is perking up over there. I've had others that aren't doing well, but it was a good try. I still haven't done anything with these, haven't figured out what I'm taking back, what I'm keeping. I am, here, see how this has changed. This was so more orangey. It's now gotten into chartreuse. The new growth still has some of the pink tinge on it. This has, I think this is an orangiola down there. This is leafing out more. I love how it's growing up. I could have clipped back that one branch and decided not. I'm going to let that grow up in it. I'm going to even raise this up more, the orangiola, and let the branch go underneath it, the branch from the Orange Dream, Japanese maple. This Shana is so much healthier than the one in the back, but it's doing well. Oh, this, I wanted to show you how this, remember how tiny these were, but these leaves, they'll even get bigger than this down here, but this is the maple. It's called Sentry, it's Norway, and it's the one that is very, very old cultivar. I mean, it's from early on in the history of our world formation. Here's leaves still leafing out. It'll always just be like this. But this I got 2 years ago, or 3, maybe 3 at the most. This is its 3rd year. And it was 1.5 feet tall. Kid you not, that thing has grown like 3 feet a year. And that's how it does. It might slow a little bit the larger it gets. I'm trying to remember what this little guy down here, oh, here's the orangeola. The other one is something else. Now, reversion. I'll bring my clippers out. Sometimes you have to wait till things bloom out more, bud out, leaf out before. I'm going to raise this front part up. I'm still going to dig out these strawberries, and I am thinking about putting the Phillips Golden Tears out here, right there, right over there. That was where my weeping green falls died. It was large. It was probably 3.5, 4 feet tall and filled that space, but good to have a conifer there. Will cover up the pipes in the winter. I have space here for something, and I am going to remove this, but I might put the my poor head. I know I'm not complaining. I just want to explain that the head injury, but I've had this constant headache for 41 years. This I could put back in here, Angel Falls. I also have these, I usually put there in the summer, and they bloom, and then I have to dig them out, cannas. But I may find another spot for the cannas, even in here, or they could go down there. But I'm thinking, it's not Emperor one that I'm thinking of, it's another one that's called Sentinel. It's this one right here. It takes full sun, and it will stay very narrow and upright. It's a red Sentinel, but they've left the first name off of it, but it's usually called, I think, Newton's, or not Newton's, I'll think on that one. But it's hard, my poor brain. And then the emotional upset that I had finally had to come to a reality yesterday. And I had to let my eldest daughter know that I was finished with a one-way relationship. And it's so painful. She has never liked me from early on in her life, but especially after the divorce. It's been, I think she loves me, but blames me or has anger or something. And I've had her in therapy. She won't talk. Things happened with her dad to her, and she refused to talk with that. I've tried 3 or 4 different times and 3 different psychologists over the years, different locations. She refuses to speak. So what can you do? I have prayed and prayed. I will keep praying, but I had to realize this is the golden Philip tears that I'm going to put down there. And I may leave Frankie boy in for now. I don't know how much energy I have to be changing things. I think we'll walk back here. I do want to show you. I do believe I might put the clematis that has the huge white blooms here. Move this one down to another location. I got to get my watering system going. This all needs watering. But I've been ill with pain for 3 days, and yesterday a lot of it was heartbreak, and I still have it. This I have to do some clipping on. I've never had one grow this well. Hub's dwarf, Japanese maple, Hub's dwarf. My one back in the Midwest just was like maybe 4 feet tall and stayed about that, but it is liking this location. And I need to do some pruning on it. But here is this moonrise. Look at the colors on these and how these leaves have grown. This is a full moon maple. Full moon it's called. The leaves are much larger, and the colors on it in the different seasons, it's just beautiful. The changes it has. Geisha Gone Wild is leafing out more. This one was this one, oh, I'll have to hit the tags down here. I know I looked at it last time, but, oh, Golden Falls. Golden Falls. But look at these leaves. See, these are the ones we just looked at 2 days ago, or a day and a half ago. See how large they're getting. Like, this is nothing to compare to how they'll be, but aren't they beautiful? And they'll change colors, and as I told you, be prepared for the undersides. They'll be green on top, and undersides will be this deep purplish black. I'm hoping this is going to have more gold on it with the sun. I've got more sun now with a couple of their trees gone back here. So that was a blessing. They don't know why their one pine tree died, but I am so grateful. So grateful. And praise God they took that enormous willow tree down. I really couldn't do much more. The wind blows over this direction in the back, heading over this way. And I had so many willow branches. I was out here always and bending and all that. It's just hard on me. Picking those up and all the leaves, and it was just added suffering for my back. So I'm really glad. This is dandelion. I got this one for very little, 75% off also, but it's it could use more sun, frankly. This thing, if I do get that taken down, although it will definitely affect my Phoenix snake bark maple down there, I will have them take a few more branches off of this tree. But Sonia Nomato likes to have, that one likes to have some shade, part shade. This little guy needs shade, and with their trees down, it's right there, it's in full sun, but later in the afternoon, it's partly shaded. I may need to plant something behind this tree, a Japanese maple that will overshade that, even though I won't necessarily see it, except branches sticking out. But, you know, trees, for the price of these 1 gallon trees, and as good as the soil is here, and I think they respond to my love. They respond to love, and touch and all that. So I think that it's nice to have a tree help out another tree. That's what the community is all about. The body of believers. But I'll talk more about the situation with my daughter, but I finally texted her. I mean, it's cruel. It's her passive aggressive. It's unkind. It was lovely that she sent me an invitation to my granddaughter's graduation party. I have no idea when she's graduating. I'm assuming this month. Midwest, they tend to graduate in May. I know nothing of her honors. She did talk to me on her birthday last year, or a couple of days after. Finally, I could get through and have a talk on the phone with the granddaughter. The younger granddaughter never did get back with me. I called, no, she's busy, and tried again, busy, and then she said she'd call me that weekend and never did. And I just thought, what on earth, I just can't keep it up, I don't think. I mean, the praying, yes, and the love, but I understand with the girls, and they have been tainted. They see the parents' example. And my daughter literally has chosen good friends and has all their pictures on their wall with my parents' pictures, but none of her sister or her brother or her nephew, nothing of me in their house. I mean, that was 5 years ago, the last time I was at their other house. They've since moved and have never been back. I'd ask and she wouldn't respond. No answer. This time I asked, but I worded it that I'd like to come back for the graduation party and help out even. And I said I wouldn't stay long, maybe 3 days, and would need to get my star card. I don't have that because I really didn't see how I'd be able to fly, but I was going to do it just to see them. I said I write to her, I say how much I miss them, I love them. No response ever to anything. But I wrote this time, and I said, that if there's no communication, maybe we should go ahead and consider myself dead already. Because it's been like that. I didn't add that it's been like that, but it has. And she did respond. It didn't seem, it was cold response, but she wrote she says, all the reasons I shouldn't come. They will only be there the 3 hours of the party, and they'll be busy. They won't be good hosts. They're going to spend the rest of the time going to other people's parties. I mean, she made it seem like, I guess the parties are every day, 24 hours or something, that they wouldn't see me, but I was welcome to stay there in their house by myself. And the girls would be gone, my granddaughters would be gone with their friends. But, she says, do as you wish, you decide. So I wrote back and said, that in reality it would be a real push for me to even try to make the trip. But I said, I'm in decline. I said, maybe they could come out here. And I did address it that they have shown on their Facebooks every year they would take a fall break trip. In early October, the schools had a week off back there. And they did the state parks in all the states surrounding this state that I'm in. The sister's here, their only nephew is here, only other niece or nephew, they only have one, he's here. This state is known for having the most state parks, and I think national parks of any state, amazingly. And no, I never come here. They've never come to visit. But my daughter did come 2 years ago, surprised me, came to help after my knee replacement. I was supposed to have somebody with me for a week. Well, she ended up leaving after she got here on a Monday afternoon. Tuesday late afternoon, I had the surgery, but it was supposed to be in the morning, but the surgeon was late. And she left the hospital and she made sure that they knew about my pump. That was very critical, that they knew about my pump, the anesthesiologist and stuff. Then she said she'd go on to my place, and granted it is a mess, and she worked on it. I mean, bless her heart. She tried to get things cleaned up and dusted and things, and it's just, I'm used to it. I mean, I can't live like a normal person in renovation. It takes me a long time, and I've had to learn not to let it bother me and to understand, it's going to take years and not to notice or care to that extent that, I can't put in just any time. Like yesterday, I couldn't work. Finally finished mowing the yard at 5:30 in the evening. I just can't push the body beyond what it can do. Now today I can do some work, but I have to pace myself or I'll end up with another terrible siege. And they're horrific to try to endure through. So anyway, then the next day I was in the hospital actually until 2 for the doctor to finally release me. Got home late afternoon, that was Wednesday, and Thursday she had lunch and dinner with her sister, maybe Wednesday night dinner with her sister and Thursday lunch. Friday morning she left, and she was eager to leave, and that's when the block had finally worn off. But I remember where I was when she told me, I just need to tell you, Mom, that it's been terribly difficult for me being around you. And then she blamed me for not burying my divorce like her mother-in-law had. Kept it in a box, she said. No, her mother-in-law had not. I didn't say a word. I just said, thank you for expressing this. And I was happy, because she usually doesn't express her feelings. Not in that way. She does it in nasty, passive-aggressive ways or cold ways. Like not calling at Christmas, not calling on my birthday, no gifts, or then out of guilt, after they see all the gifts I send them at Christmas, a few days later I'll get something in the mail. Other times, though, very thoughtful, but and has been, but I think she's been angry ever since I decided to go. The other daughter had wooed me out to Washington State, to this island. They lived in the Seattle area, and both daughters wanted me away from the crazy neighbor, and the police finally said I had to leave. And had my other daughter wanted me, but I think she did, but I fell in love with the island, and I've explained that to her, that was my own selfishness, that I fell in love with that island. It was so beautiful, and there are places for my trees, and we also thought I would get pain meds there. I couldn't get them in the state I was in. They're very archaic about it. So anyway, that's part of the backstory. I think that really hurt them, that I chose to go where the other daughter lived. I think there's been an envy thing going on for a long time. The other daughter talks to me and shares her life. This one, even in high school, wouldn't. So normally, sadly, you tend to talk to whoever's talking with you, sharing with you. I would try with the other. I love her as much, maybe in a way, for your firstborn, there's a bond. But I don't think she grasps that. Or her husband seemed to be changed too, have a vindictiveness then. So it's, it's just back and forth. Then this Christmas there was nothing, not even a call, and no acknowledgement from anyone of all the gifts, not from the granddaughters. It's not for their birthday presents. This time I had to text the granddaughter. I'd sent her my most special thing from my mother, an aquamarine set in a gold lotus necklace setting that my dad gave my mother for her wedding gift. And so there, I'm going in here trying to find my stuff. I got to get going to physical therapy. No response, nothing. And I tried calling. No, too busy, then have to go to bed. And true, she did. I guess they go to bed very early because they have swimming and get up very early. So we arranged another time, and then that didn't work. And then she was going to call me and never did. So I texted her, did you get it? Did you like it? Yes, I love it. She wrote back, and she doesn't write much. She has dyslexia, but she's a math genius and great personality, this 16-year-old. But no, we never made contact. And I'm just giving up on trying that. It's just, I'll still send gifts to the granddaughters and accept that they have been trained that way, to not respond, not say thank you, to me anyway, not to have a relationship with her mother's mother or aunts and uncle. But they're very close with this other family. They have their photos on their family wall. And I'm glad they have these close friends. It's wonderful. But you can still be friends with your own family, too. But she doesn't want to. I think there's just too much anger. Too much. So I explained that I could not do any longer the one-way relationship, that I have to consider learning to respect myself. and that it was too painful for me. Too painful. I said, on top of my decline that I'm having and the decisions I'm going to need to make in transitions, and just to deal with this amount of pain. And I said, honestly, I don't know if I could have made it on the plane anyway, or for a trip. Who knows what's going to be in my MRI and what the surgeon's going to say, but I know I would be sick there. I'm sick here, doing nothing. So, and she knows, but I think maybe part of it is just the whole situation. Yeah, my kids have been cheated, and I expressed that they had terrible, terrible childhoods of a mother suffering, and erratic from the pain. And I've expressed before too that even just getting on top of coping with all the losses I had in my 30s, starting at age 33, and trying to deal with all of it, plus the pain. It took me a while just to get a grip on my emotions, my temper, handling everything alone, but for God, of course. But you know what I'm saying. It's a single parent, and no pain meds, so it was rough on all of us. But it's, even when I first came here, I visited there. She let me come back there to visit, and I hadn't gotten up settled anywhere yet, but she was very careful not to make any overtures. I found a house back there I liked, would have been better for me financially, but it was scary. I did not have my arachnoiditis diagnosis then, even though I'd had it for years and years. Just hadn't found a neurosurgeon yet who spotted it. Has to be a good neurosurgeon. But I ended up not, because I had a great pain doctor here already immediately. And I figured, well, if it's going to be iffy and she isn't going to want me there, because I always get the sense from her that I bother her. Well, especially now, and I wrote that too, that I haven't reached in much this year. I used to try to reach in, even though it was always one way. I'd never hear back. Ask questions, about the girls or about her husband, nothing back. And I'd send birthday presents. Her husband used to say thanks, at least in a text, for his birthday gifts in August. No more, that stopped. I don't know if he got it or if he liked, it's just weird. It's punitive, so punitive feeling to me anyway. And that's probably one part of it. Either it's that, or they just don't care so much that they don't bother. I'm just an anathema to them. Nothing is to bother. But so I explained I hadn't reached in as much as that she had said that being around me was so distressing to her, difficult for her. I said, I don't want to make it difficult. If I text you and just a reminder of me upsets you, I don't want to upset you. Don't want to make your life worse. She has a great life. They are so well off. They each of them are in dream jobs. They have their niches and are very, very successful people. They have wonderful friends. They are wonderful parents, have wonderful daughters. The oldest one, I'm sure, has all kinds of honors. She already was doing a 3-day-a-week internship at the main city of the state. They live on the outskirts, but she would go to this architect office and was an intern all her senior year. Like 3 days a week, only had to take classes 2 days a week because she already aced her advanced placement classes. The only reason I know what university she's going to go to in upstate New York, Ithaca, and major in architecture is because I saw it on her Instagram. I texted my granddaughter last fall, did you decide? no response. So see, it's just, I think it's just a thing that they know or sense, that grandma is nothing to the parents, or even negative, perhaps very negatively spoken about. But I don't know, but it's so painful. And it was really hard. Last night I wrote again to her and said, I knew she was probably sleeping. I hope she was having sweet dreams. I would always love her and her family, and I'm here. That if ever she wants to have more of a even relationship, sharing, both of us sharing. But I said it's a shame because, other people don't live right with the same, every family member. And with all of the communication means and the travel and all the traveling they do, or that I was willing to do, but now my window of opportunity is gone for traveling to get back there. I don't know. I just don't see how I could possibly do that sitting. And usually also, the last time I did it, because I get very sick, airplane air is not good. So I have such low immunity. I don't even think I don't know she didn't care about my blood cancer issues, and but I had to face reality. And just say, I have to stop this, and I'm here. I love you. Let me know. I'll be here for you if you ever want. And of course I had no reaction to even that, so the way it goes. But it's hard. And I've thought a lot about the Virgin Mary, and I'll talk about that, and the Rosary. So I feel differently than you all do, and I don't want to upset anyone, so I may not talk about it. But I did some research also, and just have a different perspective and reality on the prayer itself, even. And happen to, just as a mother myself, view Mary as a mother, and how a mother would be. And everyone says she's gentle and loving and all of this. And I just don't think that she would be upset or need to have, be disappointed if somebody doesn't say it just so, or whatever, or even say it at all. What a mother wants is love and communication from her child, a reciprocal relationship, and that's what I offer. But I don't care. My daughter sent me a purchase card that had all these loving sentiments. But first I thought it was an irony or a joke, because it was late. She got it after Christmas, and as probably a guilt reaction, realizing I'd gotten them gifts, which I always do. And I'd even had to say, I mentioned to her husband in a text, if they want to get me something, that this is what I could use, because otherwise it's, they're just taking pot shot, because they don't know anything that I need. Still need Home Depot gift card would be great, so they sent me one. But it's like I'm forcing it out of them. No, I just don't want to do that anymore. To try to, in a way, protect, to make it like it's okay. I lost my keys. Who knows what I did with them? I tell you. Oh, they're in my pocket. So, yeah, it's very, very emotional. A man at the dog park, he must have sensed as soon as he walked in. Kept saying, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" I was in shock, really, of what I did. I'm going into physical therapy now. I'm probably late. But anyway, God bless you all. And I'll explain maybe more about Mary. If it's going to upset you, just turn it off when I do.